And that is Kobby Prarie. Prarie. Kobby Prarie, the soul therapist right there. You didn't know he was playing the national anthem, man. We the musically inclined. We knew when you get to play that part again and help us. Princess with all our will and we knew. So this is the soul bit or the soul version of the Ghana national anthem, right?
Classical touch.
Oh, classical. With the classical. Let's speak music. Let's speak. So you see the crotchet there and the quiver. Ladies and gentlemen, Kobby Prarie is my guest, and he is a soul therapist, and there is a lot to actually hear from him. Like when I read about him, I was like, huh? This guy actually has done this. Like, yo, he's been in the industry for over a decade.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Now, you know what? I mean, I have read it. I know a little about it. But let's take the audience through it, right? Okay. Let's take it from how and where it all started. Don't tell me you came from your mother's womb and your fingers were all doing pre. Are you married?
No.
You're not married, but you have a fiancé.
Yes.
Are you all massaging? Oh my
God.
Oh, well, but with these fingers.
Keep it clean.
Oh, there be some fingers that they like. Maybe our bread.
Okay, yeah, can the piano need a massage piano. All
right, so take us through how did it start and why the decision to put everything aside and follow this.
Wonderful. You know, it's we live life and it's like we're living in days. But when you look at it, it's moments stack upon moments.
Yeah.
You know, we're just having experiences, and then it sounds morbid, but when we are done with our experiences, we roll out of the scene. And so I think it's about me discovering what I am in harmony with.
Okay.
Okay. Various opportunities being presented to you, you know, at various phases of your life. But it's about you knowing which one you're in harmony with.
Okay.
And which one you can do with integrity. When I say integrity, which one you can do because you believe in it and not because you want to be liked. Okay. So to answer your question directly, I did not start playing the piano
from the
since I was, you know, that is what usually comes up when people are asked, oh, so when did you start? Oh, when I was a child. No, mine was not like that. So like I said, it's phases. You know, for everybody it's phases. So you know, after high school, you find that you have a desire to know more in the music space. Meanwhile, your intellectual, you know, capacity is drawing you, if you like, towards maybe another direction. And of course, others also knowing you in the past, expecting you to, you know, be a doctor, as uncle said, you know, obey a lawyer. But instead of wanting to do what others feel would be right, or wanting to do what society would applaud easily, you know, rather why not choose what you're in harmony with, and I think that will make you authentic. So basically that's why I follow the music. I'm not limited to the music, you know, it's multifaceted, but mainly we have a gift in the music space, so you'd want to put it out there, and then the people that are meant to be, you know, served by your music will be served by it.
So is the Kobby Prarie your real name?
Kobby Prarie. My name is Ernest Kwabena Opare Owusu.
Ernest Kwabena
Opare
Owusu. So let's say the Kobby is obviously from the Kwabena, but where from the Prarie?
Okay. So a prairie, the prairie is not a name. The prairie is a place. On the prairie, on the typical prairie, is a place of green life, you know. On the prairie, there's harmony, there's serenity. When you stand at one side of a prairie, you could see as far as you want. It's usually a vast land. So the first woman who heard me perform one of my songs, who told me that, boy, this is exactly what I have been looking for. She's called Hillary Hilworth.
Hillary Hilworth.
Hilworth. She's a wonderful woman.
Here in Ghana.
Belated.
Okay.
Yeah, here in Ghana. She's called Hillary Hilworth. So I went to her studio, you know, with my little cash. Said, okay, I want to record a song, you know. And then after playing one of the songs, she was like, you know what, this is exactly what I have been looking for. So right there and then, there was, you find that we were vibing, if you would want to put it that way. A week after that, we had a meeting and to mention that the record label is called Helix Music.
Helix Music.
Yeah, Hillary Hilworth, Helix Music.
Okay.
That is Hillary and Isaac. Those were my managers. So we had a meeting a week later, and we were seated. Okay, so Ernest, what is the best name we could give you as a brand that would be able to describe your music without you talking? So we picked the Kobby, which you said was from the club. So now Prarie. In fact, she came on the board and she cancelled Ernest out. No, we only use Ernest. Osu out. Now Kwabna Prarie. Okay, so we picked Kwabna, Kobby. The Prarie, we don't want a name.
Okay.
But how do we describe what you stand for? So we came up with here, and then the Prarie came up. She brought it. We fought against it, myself and some of the management.
Because it didn't sound
like, Prarie, what's that? Wow. I remember one of the management, Isaac, that's the partner. He was like, no. Do you mean Perry? Because we know Perry is the name, but Prarie, which one? So she says, okay, I give you guys a day. Go and think about it. The next day we met and we're like, okay, we think it's a cool idea. Because then you are able to describe the music without talking. Like I said, a prairie is a place of green. On a prairie, there's harmony, serenity. You can find solemnness, you know, and there's no competition. And of course, that is the sound that comes to me naturally. Okay, so we have a program called Moment on the Prairie.
Oh, wow.
So you spend a moment on the prairie. Doing what? Listening to the sounds that can, you know, help you focus and help you, you know, find peace or, you know.
Okay, so on this note, you know, like you're saying, how do you get a name that, you know, even when you've not spoken, people can get to know where your music is coming from? I'm also thinking about how I can go for a commercial break without me not saying I have to go for a commercial break. Like, what can I do? I'm going for a commercial break. I'll be right back.
You're a superstar.
We keep singing in a strange land. They cannot understand why. We keep smiling whatever the mood. Think we've got no trouble, we've got no pain. They don't know. We keep singing songs, hot songs. We keep singing songs, hot song. We'll never let it go, we'll never let it die. Hot song. We'll never let it go, never let it die. Hot song. Until we lose our breath. If grasses lose green and flowers won't bloom, We know it's part of life, and it can only get better. Come sunshine or rain. Never turn down your light, 'cause you know no trouble, you know no pain. No. Just keep singing songs, songs, hot songs, hot songs. Just keep singing songs, songs, hot songs, hot songs. You never let it go, you never let it die. Hot song, hot song. Don't you ever let it go, don't you ever let it die. Hot song. Until after all is said and done, they say losers are forgotten. We leave the past, we're walking away from the troubles in our life. We keep singing songs, hot songs, hot songs. Just keep singing songs, hot songs, hot songs. Don't you ever let it go, don't you ever let it die. Hot song, hot song. Don't you ever let it go, don't you ever let it die. Hot song, until you lose. No matter what, just keep singing songs. No matter what, just keep singing songs. Hot song,
Hot song,
hot song.
hot song.
You keep singing songs.
Hot song.
We keep singing songs.
Hot song,
Hot song,
hot song,
hot song.
hot song.
We'll never let it go. We'll never let it die. Hot
Hot
song,
song, hot song.
until we lose the break.
So you're still tuning to the late night celebrity show with my man Kobby Prarie singing hot
Hot
songs. Hot song. We are live on Facebook. It is www.facebook.com/ETV. Kobby still singing hot song. Hot song. If you just joined us, whatever
Hot
mood
song.
you are in,
Hot song,
sing the song.
hot song.
Sing the song. And that's how the show goes. That's so exciting with Kobby singing
Hot
song. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a soul therapist. I mean, if this does not heal your soul, I don't know what else can heal your soul. No wonder he is the soul therapist. But then, you had to forfeit a whole scholarship to study in England just to pursue music. And I learned at a tender age you had to even study music online.
Oh, yeah.
Why? Why? Have scholarship to go and study in England. Like anybody will kill for this.
Yeah.
But Kobby said, no, I want to pursue music. Why that decision?
It's
Is it because of hot song?
you know, it's funny. At that time, hot song was not even there yet.
It wasn't even there.
You know, and like I said in the beginning, you know, it's in phases. This whole thing we call life is in phases. The time at which I had to take that decision, there was no songwriting yet. Of course, the gift was there, but it was not
Harness as it is now.
as yet. But I had to take that decision. So like I said, it's in phases, and life will not leave us without clues. But it's a hard place. Someone will say, well, how about you go to England, do whatever course. I was going to do psychology.
Psychology.
And you know what? Later on, I found out when I was in uni, of course, back and forth, but later I had to go back to uni after doing a couple of courses. But later I found out when I was in uni, I hated psychology class. And when
So if you had gone,
you know, every time we close from the session psychology, I'm like, so this was what I was going to major in.
wow.
I'm like,
thank you.
you know,
Oh.
you know, yeah. So, so like I said, it's in phases, and it will not leave you without clues, but you will not have the whole picture. But I don't know, and I'm not sure that there is ever a great person or someone who's been able to impact the world in any way, whether small or in a huge way. That hasn't, they've not faced moments where they would have to take a decision that at the moment would seem insane to one extent. Okay, so I did not push aside going to England because I hated study, but rather because there was,
The
I cannot explain, you know, it's hard to explain even back then. Imagine, okay, so you won't go to England, but what would you do? Okay, I don't know, but I feel like I would do something music, but I don't know how foolish it would seem. But for the vision career myself, it was confusing for me most of the times because you find yourself in a room and you're writing all these songs. I've written a lot of songs. Most of them are not even out yet, like a lot. And writing all the songs, and you write them and you play them sometimes to yourself, and you come out and what you're hearing on the radio, it's not what you're writing.
Yeah,
so
you know.
where are you going with this? But after, you know, time, providence, bringing the right people in your life, and, you know, someone seeing you and saying, wow, I like what you're doing. I know someone who would like what you're doing. Okay, so to put it in context, Mr. Isaac, a wonderful man, right? I met him, I was just trying to buy a piano. I went online, I said, okay, I'll buy a piano because the piano I was using to write my songs were beginner piano. So I wanted to buy a piano. I saw the price, I contacted the person. He was in Kumasi, you know, this OLX and stuff.
Yeah.
So he brought the piano. When he brought it, I barely played anything. I just hit like 2 chords. He was like, what? No. You know, and I'm like, what did I do?
Just 2 chords.
I barely played. Actually, I said, okay, Mr. Ike, you've made me so happy. So let me just sing something for you. So I used his name. So I don't even remember what I said, but I used his name, just 2 chords. And he was like, what? I know someone who would need such a gift. And you, funny enough, when provision comes, when you've, you know, decided and taken the ground to follow a path that doesn't make sense, when the provision comes, the provision rather begs you. Mr. Isaac was like, please, would it be okay if I introduce you to? I'm like, really? I need it. You know? And so he introduced me. Hey, I know maybe Mr. Williams is watching, the CEO of Heritage Band. He's the owner of New Orleans Music and Talent School. You know, he met me and was like, okay, play something. I played. I don't think it was a big deal to him, but he saw something beyond what I was playing. So started gigging here and there, and the whole thing comes together by itself. But then I think the one carrying the vision would have to want to follow it because it's not sweet. But then when you find that even at an early stage, people contact you and say that, Charlie, I can't stop listening to so and so song, something that you put out there. Because of your song, you get a call from outside Ghana, and the person is on phone with you, and he's just excited, not because he has met you, but because she is excited about the music, because it does something to her, because she's in a situation. And I remember receiving a call from a lady in the US. She said, Crossroad, there's this song called Crossroad. She said, you have no idea, I've been playing it for weeks, thank you so much. And then you hear things like, it's okay. So it's worth it. It's worth taking. But you know, the part to get into a place where people can be served by your gift is not very sweet, because at the early stages it won't make sense. And even at this stage, surely you won't see all the picture. Like, it's still in faces. It's still in faces.
Because even right now, I want to go for a commercial, but you won't see the picture. I'll be right back. There's a lot to talk about. Stay tuned, and I'll be back. You're a superstar. Sacrifice by Kobby Prarie. Prarie. Kobby Prarie right there. So send me a WhatsApp on 02022222054. 02022222054. Your songs and the influence and the inspiration, where do you get them from?
Right. It's a hard question. The reason being that usually when these questions are asked, people easily jump to the gun and they say, oh, so and so influenced me. But I cannot say that. I cannot mention any name that, okay, so and so influenced me. That would be a lie. Because the song they just played, Sacrifice.
Yeah.
Right? I was just at the piano, and then that rhythm came to my fingers. I played it. I finished playing that rhythm, and then I just took a pen and paper, and then just thinking about the whole world and how, you know, how short life is, and I wrote this song. Who can I say influenced that? It'll be a lie to say that maybe person A or B. So
Yeah.
I should say that it's a package, and it comes with a gift. So you're given the gift. If you have the gift of music and songwriting is a part of it, then it'll come to you. If you try to massage it, you know, because of a trend, it may go against you.
But then the likes of the Kofi Annans and these very, you know, great men of Africa, how do they influence what you do?
Okay. It's amazing you mentioned Kofi Annan. Is a man I followed keenly, you know. I read about him and all that. I just seem to like his quiet spirit. He's like quiet, but he's doing the job.
Yeah.
You know, and he inspired me a lot. You know, and I look at him and how he's able to, you know, serve the world, being a Ghanaian. And then it tells you that there are no barriers. There are actually no boundaries. You know, we have labels like Ghanaian, Togolese, or whatever it is. But what you carry and what it is meant to do while you're here has nothing to do with the label you carry. You know, and Kofi Annan is a proof.
Yeah.
He was all over. I mean, so yeah, Kofi Annan is one of the big influences.
So with the kind of music you do, I mean, currently what's being played on air is what we know, the upbeat, you know, the the hip life, the R&B, the Afrobeat. How or where would we actually fix your music, or, you know, say your target is?
Now more than ever, I think you need my music. You need this craft, because we know where we stand right now all over the world. I mean, you wouldn't wake up you wouldn't spend a whole day without hearing about you know, numbers about people dying out of COVID and all that. So you would want to place my music. You would want to place my music in the space of inspiration, because when you want to sum up everything I do, whether it's music or whether it's speaking or it's writing, it is inspiration, you know. Creating that sound, and that creates the atmosphere for the listener. So you are having a tough time, or, you know, challenges or whatever. You want that place that you could have a, you know, quiet down, you know, you could have a solemn moment. And you need Kobby Prarie. You would want to spend a moment on the prairie to cool down.
On the prairie.
Spend a moment on the prairie, so to cool down. Yeah.
So do you make money from streams or from bookings? And if it's bookings, what kind of bookings?
Good. Okay. So let me tackle the bookings. So I mean, I'll come back to the money, but let me tackle the bookings. Okay. So for a while now, the brand has been a corporate brand mainly. So we do seminars mostly. You have bookings like seminars and conferences, you know, because you want a sound you can think to. You want a sound people can relax to, you know, help them focus and all that. So that's with the bookings. So if you have a conference coming up,
So
if you have a seminar coming up, you need the sound.
If there's a seminar and conference,
you need the sound. You know, whether virtual or whatever, we could create that color for you, and it will not be just entertainment has its place. It's good, but you will not just have entertainment, but actually inspiration. People can think to the music and, you know, relax. And about the money. The money is good. You know, the money is good. But I would want to say, you see, we eat to live, right? We eat to live, right?
Or we live to eat?
No, we eat to live, but we do not live to eat, right?
Okay.
Do we?
We live to eat.
Do you live to eat?
In any of them.
No, think about the idea.
We eat to live.
Eat to live, of course.
Yeah.
But we don't live
to eat.
That's so the fact that you are eating so that you can be alive doesn't mean you are living so that you can just
eat. Yeah.
So the fact that you're doing music, and the music will get you money, of course, once you're serving a gift, whatever it is that is meeting the needs of people, you will be appreciated, whether in cash or in kind. But the drive, I'm not sure should be, the money should be the center. But the money will come, and the money, I tell you, is really good.
Okay, so we have a special song for mothers. And we're going to see that one. And this one, I think, is a special one on his heart. And also, I want to dedicate it in advance to my mother, Mrs. Dinah Ponsa Ebu. Mwah, mwah, mwah. To my kid sister who has gone ahead to marry and give him birth.
Beautiful.
Anita Yabon Ponsa, this is to you and to you all mothers out there. Straight from Kobby.
Prarie.
Kobby Prarie, so brother.
You're a superstar.
Special happy Mother's Day in advance to all mothers, and like they said, Mama, you mean so much to me. Oh, mothers are always the best. I'm like crying. Anyway, so this one is for mothers,
Right.
and strictly for Mother's Day. You said to do that, but let's add it up and then let's move on. So apart from music, what else do you do? Are you doing music full time? Because for you to leave psychology to go and do music, there, obvious.
Yeah. Okay, so music is one of the things. So the gift Kobby Prarie is multifaceted. So in the business space, okay, I'm an entrepreneur,
Okay.
and I have a communications background. I'm a public relations person.
Okay.
So as an entrepreneur, I have a team. The company we work in is the Prarie Concept. It's a media production and brand consultancy firm. So what we do is we create media content for organizations and brands. So when I say media content, I mean 2D, 3D animations, mainly adverts. You know, we create voiceovers. I'm a voiceover artist.
Wow.
I'm a voiceover artist. I've done a couple, but I won't say it. I won't mention them unless you ask me to.
What are they?
I've done a couple for Phoenix Insurance, for the Hub GA, the Hub
Okay.
Essentials, for Piano Bar.
It's okay.
Okay, I told you I won't mention. 'Cause when I start mentioning them, we might not finish. Right? So I am a voiceover artist.
Okay.
And so, like I said, the Prarie Concept is a company. I work with a team. I work with a team.
Ah.
You know, we are creating content for organizations, you know, to help them push their brand out there.
Okay.
Beyond that, I am a writer, as you know. I write, poems and stuff. So if you go to my website, I have it's a booklet, and I'm even giving it for free. The team will give it for free. If someone goes on the website and downloads a song or two, we get to download. There's a whole poem, it's an inspirational poem.
Wow.
Each poem has its interpretation and all that. So yes, about the business beat, we are media production. Yeah.
All right, so talking about business, let me go for a quick one. When I come, I activate the phone lines. And then he's a gospel musician. Like, we'll talk about that one too. Stay tuned, I'll be back.
You're a superstar.
055-565-7278. 055-565-7278. You can talk to the soul therapist, Kobby Prarie. I got it. Ha! So you classify your song as gospel music. Yeah, and in the scene that we are, in terms of the gospel music, how's the reception like, and how do people receive it, aside the people doing gospel music and then the people consuming the music?
It's amazing. And like I told you, there is a people that seem to be, the music seems to serve. And the feedback, we've been getting the feedback. You see, and the
Okay.
people I'm talking about, I should say 100%, but for the sake of argument, I would say 99%. They call and they're Christians, and they buy into the music. They feel the music has a message for them. You see, so if you call Kobby Prarie a gospel music, a gospel musician, you're not far from right. You see, but we put our content that is meant to help people, find peace. We put out content that can lead you actually to Christ. I'm a Christian. The content I put out, you could listen and it could lead you to Christ. So you could call me a gospel musician and you're right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So currently, if I want to get your songs, where can I get the songs? I want to stream, purchase.
Okay, www.kobbyprarie.com. That is the official website.
Okay.
You go on the website, you could download a song. You could, when you're on the website, you could do it. You could read.
I have a call on the line. Let me pick the call. Hello. Hello.
Yes, please.
Yes, sir. Good evening. Your name and where you're calling me from?
My name is Ernest Lamke. I'm calling from Nongwa.
Ernest, good evening to you from Nungwa. Please go ahead and talk to Kobby Prarie.
Okay, so I want to really appreciate the kind of music that he's doing. And the content is great. I mean, compared to a lot of the things that we hear lately, I think there's something that we get to feed on.
Yeah.
And I've got a quick question if we have the time.
Sure.
Yeah, I play a little guitar and I'm looking to. I write a couple of songs, but just like my songs don't go out there, the bedroom kind of thing. So, what would you say to someone who is starting out like this?
Okay. All right. Kobby, you have a friend who wants his music to go out. Because then you mark at them. What would be the advice to give him?
Okay, what I can say, you don't have to be the best. You don't have to be the best. You can take it a day at a time. Put out your best. Whether it's the practicing of the guitar you said you're learning, or whether it's your songwriting, put out your best. But you don't have to be the best. And you would find that if you're putting out your best, and if you're holding on to your grounds, no matter what you seem to want to sway you off, the right people will be attracted to you. I always said, you don't need help until help arrives. People say, I've done this and I'm not getting anybody. It's not ready to be helped. If you need the help would come. So, and Islam say, you don't have to be the best, but you do your best, whether it's the practicing of the guitar, the writing of the song, and the help will come once the time is up.
Wow. Have you had any awards or nominations?
You gave me my first award right now by singing my songs. The best award I've ever had is people calling me, like I told you, to tell me what the song is doing to them. Those are the best award I could ever count on. What if you have a plague and it's sitting in the room? And so what?
And it's not making anybody.
And so it's sitting in your room. You wake up and you stand by it and take a picture. What about the people? What is it doing out there? Yes. So the best award is for you to enjoy the music and tell me that it is doing something for you, helping you through a situation. Yeah.
So my time is up. Unfortunately, there's a lot to talk about, but I'll need you to give your final message, social media handles, how to get in touch with you for any booking whatsoever.
Okay, so for booking, let me go. Let me go to the booking.
Yeah.
Okay, so www.kobbyprarie.com. Okay.
Please spell the Prarie.
Okay, the Kobby is Kobby. Prarie is Praie.
Okay.
www.kobbyprarie.com. Once you're there, you could contact us, send us messages, or even on our Facebook at Kobby Prarie, on Instagram at Kobby Prarie. We are prompt and we'll respond to your text or call. What else did you ask?
Final message. What's happening?
Okay, the final message. I will not stop creating what I'm creating, and I am hopeful that it will change a life out there. And what I will leave us with is the fact that once we realize that we don't know everything, we open ourselves up to know all there is for us to know. And once we consider the fact that we are nothing, then we open ourselves up to be all that we are meant to be. Because saying that you know something would now be a blockade to the things that you really actually know, because you start to analyze, you start to measure things against your so-called knowledge. And once you feel that you're something, then the real thing that you're supposed to be, will be blocked. So, like I leave us with this word, like Socrates, the great scholar, Socrates said, Socrates of Greece. He said, I know that I don't know anything. And that is a scholar.
Wow.
Yeah, so we know that we don't know anything, and that opens us up to know all there is to know and to be all that we're meant to be.
Okay, so like what he said, I can't repeat that one. My name is Foster Romanus, and to you realize that you don't know anything, you open up yourself to know all that there is to know. Good night. Up next is the Love Doctor in bed with Adrian to help you on that level.